Alright guys, we're back. I'm your boy D'Anthony. Thank you guys for watching. We're Break Room Blitz. Again, there are rules on the channel. If we make you smile or laugh at any point of this video, hit that like button. If we make you think or you disagree, go ahead and comment. And if you disagree, we'll let you know why you're wrong. Because we are always right. And speaking of we have a newcomer, Maria. Let's welcome Maria to the channel.
Hi guys.
You know, beautiful face, so you guys are welcome.
No.
Okay? Even though you always got a beautiful face,
You
you
guys
know.
are beautiful people.
You'll be our little princess always, Derek.
Oh, wow, that sounds weird. Yeah, so we want to welcome to the channel. So we went to go see the Nutcracker Four Realms and the Four Realms. So who we got in that?
So we have, sorry about that, Mackenzie Foy, Keira Knightley, Morgan Freeman, and Helen Mirren.
All right. You ran through those real quick.
Yeah.
Well, we know Morgan Freeman, right?
Know him.
I thought you were going to say no.
He had a minor role though.
I know,
It wasn't
right?
significant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of like the hooked
Yeah.
everyone in.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then they're like, nope, yanked him out.
Like, I could just hear his voice all the time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thought it was Morgan Freeman? Gotcha.
Gotta pay him for all those lines.
So, you know, we went to go see it. You know, we didn't really know what to expect. You know, it's a Disney movie. So we didn't have a high expectation. But Disney has been coming out with some good movies.
Mm-hmm.
They hit and miss with the Star Wars, though. But yeah, I got this ding for that. But, you know, we all grew up watching Nutcracker. So we wanted to just see what it would be about.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the ride up until a particular point was very interesting. Now it does have a female-ish, what'd you call that? A female-centric vibe. So I'm not sure who the audience really was besides younger women. Because I don't think like a little boy would really like care to see this too much. But I did like to see Little Mermaid as a kid. So maybe I'm just wrong. But what did you guys think about it?
I thought it was good. It wasn't great. It was good. As far as character development, not so much. I mean, it was just like everything was too easy, maybe. The way that the plot just progressed was not... Yeah, it wasn't very eventful, I don't think.
Like the struggle wasn't real, almost.
Yeah. It was more of like a visual storytelling than actual intriguing dialogue.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
That is a really good point.
Yeah, because they do go CG heavy on a lot of the scenes and like just like let you take a look at all the landscape and then they let you explore it like a little bit. So
yeah, you know, I'm okay with CG. I know, but I'm more of a dialogue and I'm more of a character development guy. Like when a character changes their aspect of the world or whatever, there has to be some type of dramatic event that happens to get them to change their minds. People don't change their minds. That's not how people really work. Something has to happen. Either they have to want it to be a particular way, or something makes them be a particular way.
Exactly. Not just because someone said, "Oh, hey, you know, you should do this." Then, "Oh, yeah,
I never
totally
thought about it
gonna-
that way.
yeah."
Right.
Change my
You know,
mind.
so that you're not going to get any intellectual stuff here. You know, it is for kids, and that's what I wanted to. I felt that it did reach the audience that it was trying to reach.
Yeah.
The kids. There's a lot of kids there, and they did seem to enjoy it. There was a lot of claps, you know, after the movie was over. So I don't want to dig it. I don't want to dig it too much because I'm not a kid. But if I had to think of like movies that I liked as a child, I think it would have resonated with me, except they didn't really care too much about the men or even her brother.
There was that one scene at the very beginning, remember, where the dad was like, is that giving away too much?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, the scene where he's like, "Oh, I want to dance with you," and the boy's like, "Well, what about me?" And they just cut out.
No, the father said, "What about you?"
Oh, yeah, like,
I was like, "Ooh, dang."
So the dad obviously has his favorites of children.
Yeah.
Right. And I get it. You know, he's the youngest, but you can't like, you know, say something like, "Oh, you're gonna be by my side" or something. You can't be, you know, a little comforting. What about you?
Right.
Yeah,
Hey,
you know.
Dad, my heart.
Yeah.
It's like the dad's like forcing the girls to dance with him. It's like, you're gonna dance with me and then you, and like, what about you?
Yeah.
So.
Right, and you know what? They dogged out the dad to me a lot too. You know, they didn't really care about his feelings too much. They made it seem like he was the bad guy for wanting to be a family. So it was definitely a female-centric movie.
Right.
But so what about the story? So when she first gets into she has a Narnia moment, goes into the Narnia closet, and she hops out of this other realm,
Right.
and she meets the Nutcracker. To me, he didn't look like a Nutcracker. I didn't see the difference between him and all the other soldiers. Was it a good representation of the Nutcracker?
I mean, typically when I think about Nutcracker, they have like this, thing or like this ponytail to like, actually do their like nutcracking abilities or something, So that's not typical, but this isn't one of those typical style movies either. So, I mean, he looked like the soldier, aspect of things, but that was pretty much it. So I bought it.
Yeah, I would have liked him at least to have. He did show some, but I wanted to see more of like his strength, his brute force strength.
Oh, he had a sword. He was taking on the Mouse King. I mean,
but it's not because when you're a Nutcracker, you can crush things that normal people can't.
oh right, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
like
None of that.
I want to see him maybe crushing some boulders. I mean, not nuts, of course, because he's a human, life size, but something a little, that shows your brute strength, and they didn't do that. So that was a little disappointing, and that's just being critical of the movie. I'm an adult, so I just look at things differently. But as a kid, I think I wouldn't have really tripped. I don't know. So what about the story? So we have this reoccurring theme. We like to point out plot holes and I guess inferior plots. What do you call that? Cookie cutter.
Yeah,
Cookie cutter plots that someone just has a bunch of the same screenplays or scripts, and they're like, you know what? Throw that on there.
Yeah.
Throw that in this movie. Throw that on that movie. So we see the same stuff. Did you guys see any of those same reoccurring themes that we always see?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely it had its Scooby-Doo moments, and I know that you always mentioned the whole hive mind kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Did you kind of notice anything except for
The ending was a bit abrupt because of following that sort of subscribed ending, the Queen Bee beehive
Right.
thing. Is that what you call it? Queen
Yeah.
Bee,
Hive
beehive?
mind.
Yeah.
Hive mind?
Hive mind,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Queen Bee is cool too. Whatever you want to say. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some Scooby-Doos. It was very... When did you notice it was Scooby-Doo? So, Scooby-Doo, if you guys don't know, you want to explain your Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, so basically Scooby-Doo is when the bad guy or enemy hires the hero of whatever to, work with them and then betrays them, backstabs them. So
Like
it's
Scooby-Doo. You guys watch Scooby-Doo?
but it's not blatantly out there, and so you don't really know if that bad guy is truly a bad guy until he actually backstabs him. So
Right, so we definitely had that. When did you know that it was going to be Scooby-Doo?
I knew it right when she set her off on the mission. I'm like, okay, I have my suspicions because this is where the story kind of adventure starts, So
I see what you mean. Like, soon as she was
Gotta
like,
go get the
okay,
key. Yeah.
okay, got it. That's a pretty good one. When did you realize?
I fell for it, but as far as up until the point where, we found out.
Right.
Only because I wasn't so focused on that. As far as the film was going, I was thinking about everything else, the visuals and this and that. So it did catch me off guard, but it wasn't one of those things where I was like, oh, had I actually thought about it, I would have.
Welcome to Break Room Blitz.
So it just wasn't that
I
clever, I
started,
guess, right?
Yeah.
You're going to start noticing these things now, especially because you're going to see more movies,
Yeah.
and we're going to point it out to you, so it's going to be more apparent.
Yeah.
It's a little disappointing when that happens because then it becomes predictable for me. And I already have a hard time watching American-style movies because they're so predictable. We watch a lot of anime, and anime is so well thought out.
Yeah.
Each show, it's like, how is America not stealing some of this stuff? And stuff they do steal, they don't really do it right.
I think that
But-
America's really stuck on the storytelling of happily ever after and a really happy ending. But the thing that Disney does too is they kind of jerk at your heartstrings a little bit with the whole somebody killing off a major character, and they did that with the mother, and that's why the family changed so much. Was that they killed off the mom.
Well, they didn't kill off the mom. The mom was already dead.
Non-existent.
Yeah, she was pretty much done, from the get-go. But
That would have been a better story.
if,
Yeah.
if
If
they
we actually
actually
saw
showed
mom
the
Yeah.
downfall.
die.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of like
And you could have
Up.
seen them before and then after.
Right.
That would've been great.
Because otherwise the characters were just consistently
Oh,
depressed.
That's another thing, because we
Totally.
didn't understand when she comes to the realm, all the different, I guess, kings of those realms. They loved her so much, but we don't really know why. We didn't see them ever
Yeah.
interact. It was just they just told. That's what they said. Oh, we loved her so much. Like, well, why?
Yeah.
We didn't see any flashbacks or anything.
yeah.
So that's a downfall to the story plot. But when you're 10, you might not be thinking about those things.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, they must have loved her.
Yeah. Right.
But if you see
Take
so
your
many
word for
movies, you're like, show me how much they loved her.
Yeah, I would have cared a lot more. I mean, I think it would have drawn me into the story a lot more, wanting to care for certain characters. I didn't really care for whatever the mom did, but apparently she was so great. I think it would have been more of a loss, like you said.
So being that you said it was a female centric movie, does that pump you up, or does it seem unbalanced?
It seems inauthentic, if you will. I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to gear it towards this audience of female empowerment, and you have this young, brave female lead character, and all the other main characters are female. But they did it while also bringing down men in a way, with the little boy.
Very true. Yeah.
It just wasn't. I don't know.
You are gonna fit very well here.
Yeah.
Because I'm all about balance.
Yeah.
I get, you should see yourself on screen in a positive light, but that doesn't mean we have to demean any
Right.
other group.
Not at the expense
Yeah.
of someone else.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's a lot of movies do that, so we catch it. And sometimes I feel kind of bad saying that because the internet, you're supposed to think how the internet thinks. And we've said on this channel, we're on the internet, but we're not of the internet.
Yeah.
We don't have to like what you like. Don't be upset because we didn't like things that you like, okay? This is our personal opinion, okay?
Real talk.
So, so that was very noticeable to me,
Yeah.
that the audience, or the audience that they cared about was only women. Even the men that they had, like the Iceman, I thought he was going to have powers.
Yeah.
He had
Iceman.
icicles everywhere. Something you shooting stuff? No, he was very docile. And the flower guy was homosexual, so it was more like women anyway, feminine energy anyway. They dogged out the dad, and they dogged out the little boy. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, it was kind of flat.
Super messed
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still interesting, but those are just things that I'm just going to see. I'm going to notice it, so. So then we have the Scooby-Doo, and we also have the Hive Mind.
Right.
So we finally, defeat the Wicked Witch of the East. Because I said, it's
It is
Wizard of
very
Oz.
Wizard of
It's, so we defeat her, and then all of the drones just die.
Collapse. They just collapsed suddenly.
Right.
Mhm.
I was
How'd
glad they
that
didn't kill the
happen?
black man that was there just about to stab him. I was like, oh no! So I did like that part of it, but it would logically, it doesn't make any sense. She wasn't she didn't put her own power into the 10 men.
Right.
That's another thing they mentioned. You don't know how the 10 men are going to react. They acted exactly how she wanted them to.
I think it was kind of weird that they even go in and explain it. She's like, well, since I brought them to life, they're gonna obey me. But then in the next scene, there's actually a Tin Man that's pushing the button and bringing the rest of them to life.
Sorry.
No.
So- you can cut it or.
No, we're going to just keep it going.
All right, so in the next scene, there's another Tin Man that is just bringing the rest of these Tin Men to life, and so I'm thinking to myself okay, so this Tin Man's not going to obey her anymore, and this is going to be really elaborate.
Right, which would make a point of her saying that, or them saying that. Oh, you're not going to know how they're going to react.
Yeah.
They did exactly what they told her to do, or what she told them to do.
Mhm.
So why even mention that? And that would have been that. See, those are things that can just make or break the story to me.
Yeah.
Because then it makes everything in the movie has a purpose.
Yeah.
When you put things in a movie that don't have a purpose, I'm like, well, why did you say that? Why are you tricking me?
Right. It's just like it's just not original at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, did you guys like the performance of Miss Ginger? Was she believable? Did you guys think that she was really the villain?
Yeah, actually at the beginning, because like the setting that they actually put them in, I mean, they take you through like this world and like they're kind of showing you like the real world first, and this new world is kind of scary. So, and the whole clown thing was just like, you know, this whole tent and the way that she was talking, it was kind of freaky.
Are you guys scared of clowns?
Super freaky.
I'm not scared of
I was
clowns,
scared of
but-
those clowns,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, they definitely made
Just
those
like the
clowns.
odd sizes and stuff, but
Yeah,
They were
and
very, very
definitely
weird.
the way they introduced her, because they introduced her in the beginning of the forest, where she's just this like big robotic sort of figure.
yeah,
She's like,
and-
come here.
yeah. Everything's okay.
I have your key.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a... Well, I mean, she was supposed to be a villain, but if you're not really the villain, that's a bad way to introduce yourself.
Right.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah.
And they didn't really explain the backstory as far as like the Sugar Plum and the gingerbread woman lady,
Right.
and like why they were in conflict. There was just that one line at the end where gingerbread lady was like, "Oh, you guys should have listened to me when I told you about Sugar Plum." There just wasn't any.
Right. I mean, what they
Substance.
said was that she was trying to take over the realms by force, but... And it's very... If we really think about it, she didn't really have any forces. So how was it by force? By the clowns?
And what was she trying to really take control over?
Right.
There was nothing there really to begin with.
Right.
I want to know where she got her scars from.
Just power hungry.
I wanted to know what happened with the scars.
Yeah, the scars was another
Yeah.
thing. That was, I mean, it looked pretty cool, but yeah, definitely I'm not going to believe that you're a good person with that scar.
Yeah.
That's,
Dang.
you're a little suspect.
Hope nothing happens to my face.
It wasn't even just a scar; it was like a crack in her face.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, so those are little nitpicks, you know, but I think overall it wasn't a boring. We didn't go to sleep. We didn't like wish we weren't there. It's just kind of like,
I
oh,
got tired, but
Well, if it was any longer than an hour and a half, I think it would have just been kind of dragging on at that
how
point.
long was it? Well,
It was an hour and a half.
It was
hour
just,
and a half.
it was just an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
It felt longer, I
Yeah,
guess.
but I
Yeah.
think like going back to what I was saying was like the pacing for me it was good. At least that's like one of the good things about this movie. They did go back and forth between realms a couple times, and sometimes when I see other movies that did that, it kind of kills it because there's no change of scenery, or like adventure at least.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
pacing
I
was
would have.
cool.
I would have wanted more of the realms. Like it just seemed like they got one person in each realm. Like, I didn't see any like icicle men.
Oh
or any
well,
flower guys.
They did. I mean, when they actually did show, there was like people, ice people. There was flower people.
But they were
When?
all like one and the same
Right.
thing. It wasn't. Yeah.
I don't know. These are just nitpicks at this point. Really.
Yeah.
I would say me personally, I enjoyed it. I would have wanted to see the owl. Should have been more of a presence. He goes. Morgan Freeman sends out the owl. Watch over her. The owl can't even get them damn mouse.
You know what? The owl did just that. I'm watching everything. I'm not doing a damn thing,
Yeah.
but I'm watching
Yeah.
it.
Right? I'm like, what the hell? Why even send him?
Yeah.
What was the purpose?
The owl can't talk. It doesn't report back. I've seen it all happen.
And it can't catch a mouse. The one thing that an owl should do best, it can't catch a mouse with the key.
Right.
Ridiculous. But I would have wanted to see more Morgan Freeman for sure. Like him pop out of nowhere. He's like this, I don't know, this king or something. He's probably the only man they actually, didn't dog out, except for not having him on the camera.
Yeah.
But he did have some type of respect, a little bit. But I would have wanted him to jump in the realm and like, hey, I'm the big mega king or something like that. Endow her with some powers. I don't know. I would have wanted a bigger role for him for
Yeah.
sure.
For as much change that they made to the original story, I think that this story could have been written like way more intricate, but they played it really safe. And I mean, that goes
Yeah.
to show you with just like what we brought up like way before. Like one thing I'm always looking up is, okay, is it going to be a Scooby-Doo with the villain and this guy with his whole hive mind thing?
It's
And-
the recurring
I
thing.
mean, we got
Yeah.
both.
It's cookie cutter.
Cookie
Cookie cutter.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. So
So I think I gave it a rating of 3 out of 5. I feel like, I don't know. Well, yeah, 3 out of 5 is cool. It was safe.
yeah, because I said in the other video that it was better than, to me, better than Alice in Wonderland, better than Narnia, better than Wizard of Oz, better than Wrinkle in Time,
Oh yeah,
way better than that.
way better than that. Yeah.
So as far as like those type of movies, it's up there. It's not like my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it like every year during Christmas time.
No, no, absolutely not. Would you say what movie would you compare it to if you had to compare it?
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Especially when like she goes down that hole, like the mouse hole.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's just a lot of stuff that seemed like it was a copy paste from other movies.
Definitely.
Totally.
So, like, let me get a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, there's nothing unique or authentic about it, I don't think.
Would you say it was better than Alice in Wonderland, or?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Never mind, guys.
You,
Well, there
oh
you have it.
wow. Why, oh wow?
I didn't. I didn't like because Alice in Wonderland, the cartoon, in the 50s or 60s, whenever it came out, was one of my favorite Disney movies. So when Tim Burton got a hand on it, and to me destroyed it, I didn't like that. I don't like the Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I don't like the Queen of Hearts and her big ass head. I just didn't like what he brought to it. It just messed up my whole idea of a live action Alice in Wonderland. So I couldn't do it. But this is me personally. I'm happy for you if you liked it. Yeah.
It's true.
All right, guys. So that is that's our discussion of Nutcracker in the four realms. I gave it 3 out of 5. No rewatch value though. But for the kids, they probably will like it. So let us know what you guys think. Is this a movie you want to see during the holidays? Should we add that to, or will you add that to your DVD collection on your shelf and break that out every winter? Or, you just wait for it on Netflix and, or never watch it again. Let us know. Let us know if you guys thought that it was, kind of a feminine, what'd you call it?
Female-centric.
Female-centric. I can't.
It absolutely was. There's no denying that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She said it.
I would agree
Yeah.
with that.
Not me. Don't get mad at me. No more. All right, guys. We're out. I'm your boy, DeAnthony.
Maria.
Hold on.
We'll get it. And we're Break Room Bliss. Peace. That's good.
That was good.
Good job.